So welcome everybody to our guided meditation on this Monday, the 7th day of April 2025. Focus today on Michael Singer's book, The Surrender Experiment, and our contemplation meditation today is based off chapter 1. So let's begin by just for a few moments bringing our attention, our awareness fully to this moment, this present moment, to be right here, right now. And just noticing what is it to be fully present in the moment. Just consciously letting go. No past, no future. Just bringing awareness, no fighting with the mind, just bringing awareness to this moment. And now bring attention to your physical body by scanning the body from head to toe. And once again, noticing what is happening within your physical body. Are you noticing tension, tightness, disturbance, pleasant sensations, just whatever may be happening within your body? Bringing awareness to that. And now consciously relaxing the energy throughout your body. Releasing and letting go wherever possible. And now just for a few moments, let's bring our awareness to our breathing. We'll breathe together for 5 counts. On each count, breathing in and out. At the top of the in-breath, we'll hold for a moment and then breathe out with full awareness on the breath. So breathing in together to the count of 1. Holding the breath for a moment. Breathing out. And relax. Breathing in to the count of 2. Holding breath. Breathing out. And relax. Full awareness on the breath. Breathing into the count of 3. Holding the breath. Breathing out. And relax. Consciously slowing down our breathing to the count of 4. Holding breath. Breathing out. Relaxing deeply. Breathing into the count of 5. Holding the breath. Breathing out slowly. And relax. Now bringing our awareness, our attention fully within. Going behind and beyond the thinking mind to awareness itself, the seat of consciousness. Just noticing it's quiet, peaceful, calm, perfectly still. And resting in that stillness, abiding in stillness, experiencing from stillness the remainder of our contemplation meditation. To begin Michael Singer reminds us that life rarely unfolds exactly as we want it to. And that's worth contemplating. He reminds us that the scope of life is universal. The fact that we're not actually in control of life's events should be self-evident. Point. Our universe has been around for approximately 13, 14 billion years. The processes that determine the flow of life around us did not begin when we were born, nor will they end when we die. In the words of Michael Singer, what's manifesting in front of us at any moment is something truly extraordinary and is the end result of all the forces that have been interacting together for billions of years. That we are not responsible for even the tiniest fraction of what is manifesting. And yet, as we bring awareness to our own thinking and behavior, we notice how we're constantly trying to control and determine what will happen in our lives. The result being tension, anxiety, fear. Noticing in your own life how many times you actually believed that things should be the way that you want them, instead of the natural result of all the forces of creation. How over and over again we give precedence to our mind's thoughts over the incredible reality that is unfolding before us. Simple examples of walking out the door for a walk and it's raining and we're not happy because it's raining. I better get the raise at work because I need the money. Claims about what should and should not be happening are not based on any scientific evidence. They are based solely on personal preferences, which are made up in our mind. Bring awareness to just how many times you do this in your life. Believing that the world around us is supposed to manifest in accordance to our likes and dislikes. Michael Singer reminds us that this is a very difficult way to live. And is many times the reason we feel we're struggling with life. He reminds us that it's also true that we're not powerless in the events of life unfolding around us. We have the gift, the power of will. We can determine how we want something to be and apply the power of mind, heart, and body in an attempt to make the outside world conform. However, this places us in a constant battle of our way versus the way it would be without any intervention on our part. How this fight, this battle between the individual will and the reality of life that is unfolding around us can consume our entire life. How when we win, we feel happy, content, relaxed. When we don't, disturbed and stressed. How many times in our life We felt good when things were going our way. And as a result of that, constantly attempting to control everything and everyone in our lives. Mickey poses the question, does it really have to be that way? There is an inordinate amount of evidence that life does really well on its own. Our planets stay in orbit. Our galaxies move. Tiny seeds in the ground grow into giant trees. A single fertilized egg grows into a baby. We are not doing any of these things as conscious acts of will. They are all done by the incomprehensible perfection of life, carried out by forces of life that have been around for billions of years. And these are the same forces that we are consciously pitting our will against. Again, Michael Singer states, if the natural unfolding of the process of life can create and take care of the entire universe, is it really reasonable for us to assume that nothing good will happen unless we force it to? We question that if life can manifest the DNA molecule on its own, including the human brain, how is it that we feel we have to control everything? Contemplating the question, what would happen if we respected the flow of life and used our free will to participate in what's unfolding rather than fighting it? What would be the quality of the life that unfolds? Would it just be a random series of events with no order or meaning? Or would the perfection of order and meaning that manifests in the rest of the universe manifest in the everyday life around us? Michael reminds us this is the basis for this experiment, the surrender experiment. At the heart of it, a basic question, a simple question. Am I better off making up an alternate reality in my mind and fighting with reality to make it my way? Or am I better off letting go of what I want and serving the same forces of reality that managed to create the entire perfection of the universe around me? It's not about dropping out of life. It's about leaping into life, to live in a place where we are no longer controlled by personal fears and desires. The surrender experiment, in his own words. It reminds us that this type of surrender doesn't mean living life without the assertion of will. It's what happens when the assertion of will is guided by what life is doing instead of what we want it to be doing. Aligning your will with the natural forces unfolding around you Noticing that those of us who have been doing this for a while or even a very short period of time have already seen incredible things happen. Bringing us to a more peaceful, harmonious way of life. And a gratitude, our appreciation of the amazing perfection that continually unfolds all around us. And though each of us in our Sangha have different experiences, by sharing these experiences many times, we have seen this ability, this extraordinary ability to learn from each other's experiences. How that moment of letting go, of surrender, leads to a peace that is beyond human comprehension. That beautiful experience of being in the moment, nothing to do, nothing to say, no effort required at this very moment, noticing life unfolding, the universe unfolding minute by minute, second by second, millisecond by millisecond. Aligning our will with the will, the natural forces of the universe. God, the spirit of the universe, whatever feels right. As we naturally follow the flow of life, life unfolds simply. We enter the flow state. And just bringing attention, awareness to the fact that at this very moment, that is what's happening. That is what is available to us right here, right now. Tomorrow may be different, 5 minutes from now may be different. But at this very moment, just notice all is well. Letting go of the thinking mind, allowing it to be whatever it's doing, just noticing what's unfolding, even the mind. It may be active right now, and yet we choose not to give it precedence over the reality that's unfolding right here, right now. The practice of non-resistance. Surrender. Noticing that all of your life experiences were doing as much as a meditation practice to free you spiritually once you see them in this way. As you look back over life, you may notice periods of time of distress, pain, discomfort. And yet those times brought you to clarity. For many of us, brought us to deep, profound surrender. Be as you are. In this moment, you are perfect. The universe is unfolding. All is well. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know I. Be still. Be still. Just be. Now let's take a few moments to regroup our contemplation meditation today in silence.